Copyrights are the biggest scam in the world. Let me elaborate. Do you really think the person who claimed the copyright actually came up with the idea and then went and filed the copyright? Wait, do you really think anyone ever actually comes up with anything original? Ever? You are out here freaking out about not having an original idea while someone else out there is just making a slight modification to your idea and registering copyrights. Bro, Thomas Alva Edison owns patents to a ton of inventions that did not even belong to him, only because he had the ability to register them and market them better. Heck, I own a few patents that were not even invented by me. Well, if it is a system that everyone agrees with, and if it allows you to monetize just because you have gotten the chance to register it before everyone else, then more power to you. Cheers to all my friends who are going out there and registering .coms. By the way, I'm Nihal Muhammad Sheikh and you're watching The New Renaissance. The New Renaissance is about bringing people like yourself together to empower you and then collectively become a strong community where we all grow strong. Now, coming back to the topic of originality. Nothing in this world is ever original. Everything is just a modified version of everything that has already existed. There are folklores and mythical creatures out there that have never existed in real life, but people made them up. Not because they saw them, but they're just practicing their creativity, which is good. If you think about, do you really think someone ever saw a unicorn? It was very simple to come up with that. Hey bro, can you imagine a horn but like on a horse? Hey bro, can you imagine wings but on a horse? Boom, Pegasus. But again, you might come and tell me, what does this have to do with business and business ideas? My word still remains the same. Nothing is ever original. It is nothing but a mixture of two or more concepts put together. Now, unfortunately, because the world wants to monetize on everything, people will go and copy things but then claim copyrights. Your vision, your path to fulfillment itself is based on what you felt came naturally to you, which also took inspiration. If you haven't already figured out what you want to do with your life, I would recommend you to click the pop-up banner above and watch this playlist from the beginning and then come back here. Anyway, let me talk about the creative block that we all face at times. What is a creative block? It is when your mind goes blank. You have no more ideas on how to continue your story, or maybe your painting, or maybe your song. It is absolutely natural for us to feel like we have no thoughts, like no new ideas, as if we cannot work on whatever we are trying to fulfill, right? Do not beat yourself up. It happens to everyone. I would suggest you to just take a break, procrastinate a little bit, let your mind wander a bit. Your mind is constantly being soaking up information without you even consciously putting any effort into it. Your subconscious has so much information, you want to tap into that information. All you need to do is do not force it. Take a break. Let your mind do its thing. I would say procrastination is a very important factor. Now, you would come up with amazing ideas out of nowhere when you're not forcing yourself, because when you are forcing yourself, you think with stress and negative emotions. Our brains work in a very binary way. Our brains cannot understand negatives. For example, if I ask you not to look at my username right now, you just looked at my username. You want to give your brain keywords and guide it, or let it guide you. Ignore the thoughts that you do not want completely. Instead of interacting with them or trying to reason, this is not what I want to do, just completely ignore them and focus on the keywords that you want. The second step is strange, but always works. You want to limit yourself. Set up certain factors within which you want to work. You see, when you have no limits, you have so much to explore that you feel overwhelmed, you will not be able to come up with anything. But when you limit yourself, for example, when you're making an artwork, you want to tell yourself what type of art style you want to use, what colors do you want to use, what type of story you want to tell, and things like that. You can now easily come up with things And yes, it doesn't have to be fully original, because nothing is ever original. Embrace the way your brain works. Embrace the artwork your emotions are making you make, because it is more about your fulfillment. And if you have your audiences that love your work for who you are, then they would appreciate it as well. You want to make your own community, as I explained in my previous videos on how you can do that. Here at the New Renaissance, we want to give our people the ability to recognize these tricks and implement them in their own lives to become powerful and make our community strong as one. Click on the subscribe button. I also want you to comment down below about what you think about my method. Share this video with your friends if you want them to also learn these things. I have also attached the written version below for people who like to read. I have a new project coming up soon, so let's keep in touch.